Hello, I'm Tommy Dishman here with Cincy Entertainment, and I'm at Go Bananas Comedy Club, and I am standing next to the one and only Henry Phillips. Henry, great set tonight, man.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
You know what? You've been through Cincinnati a few times before, and you've been here at Go Bananas a few times before. What is it about Cincinnati, and specifically Go Bananas, that keeps bringing you back?
The guy named Mike Kurtz. No. Actually, yeah, it's a great club. You talk to a lot of comedians, and they'll tell you this is one of their favorite stops. I've always tried to ask this question, like why some clubs just sort of like do it. I don't know. Everybody's in a good mood, and it's always a fun time, and they treat you well, and it's really cool. Maybe it's the Irish pub next door.Maybe that's.
Yeah, I was starting to think that has a little something to do with it. You know, Henry, I read online that, once upon a time, you actually wanted to be a more serious singer or songwriter. What led you, what changed made you want to go to comedy?
Man, I don't know. I was always a big fan of stand-up comedy when I was a kid, and I loved it. I just was a big fan. I didn't ever think that I'd be doing it, but I was a musician, and musicians sometimes are the funniest people that you'll ever meet. And then I would hang out with these guys, and we'd all make each other laugh. And I had a song that I would do all the time that would, made my friends laugh. And then at one point they were like, "You should just go around and do open mic nights and stuff, and just do that song." And I started doing it, and people really liked it. And they were like, "Where are you playing?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I started just thinking, well, maybe I'll go through all my old songs and just put some weird lyrics to it, and then get a whole set's worth. And I started doing it around LA in like coffee houses and stuff, and then more and more people started showing up, and eventually I just wound up on the road and stuff. So it's been pretty cool.
Well, how long's that been?
That was '94, I guess, when I started. So
You're like a grizzled veteran now. You know that, right?
pretty much, man.
Well, in the course of your, what has it been, 16 years now, you've got a good following. You've been on Comedy Central. You're on Bob and Tom all the time, late night with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Is that right?
A couple of times, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's weird how you don't. I would have never said, well, this is going to be how I'm going to wind up making my living, but I was like, well, I love comedy, I love music, so why don't we just I could do this,
Absolutely. I'm going to switch gears a little bit now. You've got a movie out now called Punching the Clown.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did that come about?
Well, that I was in college, and I had this buddy who we were both political science majors, and then he wound up going on to be a filmmaker, and I wound up going on to be a comedian. But we kept touch, and I kept on telling him all these stories, and he's like, "Man, somehow or another we got to tell these stories," and it took years. We made a little mockumentary, and then we kept on going back to it, and then finally the technology became such that you could just, people are just making their own movies, and so he was like, let's just shoot this thing.
Speaking of that, I heard that it was shot in just 18 days and edited on a laptop. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, MacBook Pro and Final Cut, and yeah, the director just was editing as you go. It's still not even. I guess it's never really done. You can always just go in and change it in this day and age. Until. I don't know, but yeah. So it's done, and I'm real happy. It starts tomorrow in New York City, and it's gonna play for a week, and it'll be available. Well, our big campaign is we're trying to get people to add it to their Netflix queue.
Right.
And we have a page on there, and if enough people do it, they'll eventually make it available. But you can also buy it on punchingtheclownmovie.com.
I did check that out, and you kind of downplay it as kind of like a little small film, but it's not. It's actually been well received on the festival circuits, right?
Yeah, we won a couple awards and stuff. As we speak, I just read a review from the New York Times that was sort of like, so that's why I'm not all excited about it. But it's like, but we had a lot of really good ones, the Village Voice and the Time Out New York and everything. So I guess if you believe the good ones, you got to believe the bad ones too. So. But I think we're doing all right. Actually, it wasn't a bad one. Just for the record, it wasn't that bad.
Honestly, I'm not just saying this because you're here. I haven't read a bad review about it.
Oh,
so,
cool.
You're right. So
we try to hide them,
Well, nicely done. Nicely done, man. Well, you know what? Tonight you're in Cincinnati. Tomorrow you got to wake up early, go to Indy for Bob and Tom, and I think you're coming back here for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm here the whole weekend. Go bananas. Yeah, it's going to be great.
So do you still like the traveling piece of it, like as much as you did in '94, '95 when you first got started?
Not 100%. It's starting to wear on me a little bit, but there is something cool about it. I like it. I like driving myself. I like just getting in the car and listening to some tunes, getting a cup of coffee, and then just go on to the next town. I like it a lot better than getting on a plane. I mean, I'll do that, of course, but usually what I like to do is fly into some central location and then just make the rounds from there. But I love the Midwest. I play here all the time, and I really enjoy it.
Well, we absolutely love having you, man. I know you're a busy man, Henry. I know you're a busy man. Thank you for letting me take a few minutes of your time. But what do you say, next time you roll through town, can we do this again?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you guys are great. Thanks a lot.
It's our pleasure, Henry. Henry Phillips. Henry, can we get you looking to the microphone and say thank you for watching Cincy Entertainment?
Yeah, give it a Henry Phillips spin if you want.
Okay, all right.